A few days ago, the TREST Elite Briefs diaper was introduced. The name does not sound surprising at first, and visually it is hardly noticeable. But it is advertised with an absorbency of 9,500 milliliters. I ordered a pack this week right after it came out, and I'm going to do the first practical test in this video. Or rather, the first partial practical test, because unfortunately it has not been enough for a complete test, but more about that later. Except for the suction capacity of 9.5 liters, the package looks inconspicuous. As with any other diaper, it is wrapped in foil, with the manufacturer and model printed on the front. On the side is a short instruction for diapering. Opposite a little information, it should be able to absorb a lot, neutralize odor, fit well and be suitable for both day and night. Diapers for the night are usually a little thicker, so they can withstand a lot. And that even in not so good positions, for example, when you lie on your side. At the top the package is like punched in, so you can tear it open there. This works if you do it at the right angle. Sometimes it doesn't work so well, then you have to tear or use scissors. Above the foil there is a harder plastic that is supposed to make the package stable. This makes it difficult to get the diaper out. I have therefore simply cut open, so it goes better. I think it's good that it is not only stamped on top, but also something on the side, so they can be removed better. In the package are diapers that are white like the snow. There is nothing on it. No colorful pictures, not even a font that writes manufacturer and model on it, as you can see, for example, with the Better Dry. Also the edges are not colored. It is completely white and thus very plain. This is neither good nor bad. It depends on your taste, what you like better. Some who have to wear diapers like to have white ones like this because they look more neutral. Others find that boring and find colorful more beautiful. The same is true for people who wear diapers voluntarily. Be it while diving, on a long train ride, playing computer games or for other reasons, of which there are many. If you like plain white, you will like this diaper here. It is completely made of foil. Only in the front and the area of the adhesive has been glued a slightly harder, transparent plastic, so that the reusable adhesives hold better. We'll take a closer look at the adhesives in a moment. When unpacking, I noticed that this diaper doesn't feel that thick. I usually have the Crinkles or Better Dry as my first comparison in mind. Those were the first thicker diapers I had. Compared to the Tina, they are much thicker and can hold more as well. If you extrapolate the capacity of Better Dry to this one, for example, the TREST Elite would have to be much thicker. But that is not the case. My first impression is that it is not really thicker than the Better Dry. About the same, but by no means twice as thick or more. In the past, that made me doubt it. But since the North Shore Megamax, to which I have already made a video, I was taught better. The North Shore is also not too much thicker than the Better Dry. Nevertheless, it can hold more, both with urine and with stool. It's true that you can roughly tell from the thickness whether it can hold a lot or little. This can be seen when comparing Tina with North Shore, for example, that Tina is thinner and somewhat shorter. But you can't extrapolate that. A diaper that absorbs 3 times as much does not automatically have to be 3 times as thick. That may have been the case in the past. Today's diapers manage to be comparatively thin when empty. I have also observed this with Pampers. The leakage protection was quite high, similar to North Shore. That's a good thing. The adhesives are plastic reusable. I think they are the best. Which ones there are and what advantages and disadvantages they have, I have already explained in a separate video. You can find it on the top right, if you are interested. The fit of the TREST diaper is good. It's not too rigid and hugs the body nicely. You feel well wrapped, but not too extremely thick. The diaper has no problem at all with a full bladder. Anything else would also be fatal. If it is supposed to hold 9.5 liters, a single bladder with a maximum of 0.5 liters should not present it with any challenges. It is absorbed at the front and initially distributed only a little inside, which speaks for the suction power. I wetted a total of 4 times. Then, unfortunately, I had to stop the test for other reasons. The diaper itself had become noticeably heavy. But even when sitting down nothing leaked, so it would have endured even more. The mermaid tails would be most comparable. It promises 7 liters in the lab test. I have already made a video about it. And of course the North Shore Mega Max, which I mentioned briefly before. It's even more similar because it's pretty thin and only gets thicker as it fills over time. I'll be testing the CHEST diaper in more detail over the next few days. A second video will follow and then I'll be able to tell you how much it holds up to leaking in everyday use. This takes time, because the diaper is worn by the long suction, yes, long until it is full. With this one it was from late morning to evening. And as I said, it was not yet full, so this is not a final result, but only a first test, for a first impression. Nevertheless, I weighed it for a first interim result, it was almost 2 kilos. That is already an amazing result. In the next video follows then also an assessment of the price-performance ratio. I can only do when I know how much it holds out until it runs out. So long you can like to give your tip. What do you think? How much can you do in the CHEST Elite purely, until it begins to run out? Write it in the comments and subscribe to the channel so you do not miss the next video with the complete test.